Hello again, it's me Jessica with marketingforgreatness.com, the recovery attorney that turned herself into a forensic digital marketer, and now I help entrepreneurs and marketing teams to build brands and monetize them. Yes! In today's video, I will be sharing with you 6 things that will help you to persuade people to say yes to what you have to offer. Isn't that interesting? Sounds like manipulation, doesn't it? But it's backed up in science. So we want to share that with you so you use science in your marketing to get more clients. Let's roll. So I wrote your social visibility blueprint, and this content that I'm sharing with you, it's actually on page number 95. If you don't have the book, this is a good time for you to check the link below and get that book. It's available on Amazon, and also we can give you a digital copy of it. It also has a planner with 156 captions that convert, so you don't have to invent a wheel and write to persuade. This is actually what we explain here. So yes, and if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit subscribe, because that's the way that you're supporting our content. Cialdini's principles of persuasion. This is science backed up with multiple studies, guys, for over 60 years now. So they work. Just because we are in social media, it doesn't mean that we cannot use these principles that marketers have been using for many years when they are creating the marketing message and advertising campaigns. The first one is reciprocity. And this says that our psychology will respond better if somebody is actually doing something for us. We feel compelled to do something for them as well. This is why whenever you want to start a relationship, instead of just thinking, how am I going to pitch them into what I sell? I actually have terrible experiences with people who offer me skincare products because they see my skin. Like, that's just horrible. It's a horrible approach for an initial connection request. Make sure that you lead that connection request adding value, because people will feel more compelled to reciprocate when you start adding value to them. The second principle of persuasion is consistency. And the word is very self-explanatory, but here's the thing. When it comes to consistency in social media, you need to be careful, because there's a thing that happens when you want to establish your voice and you want to share your content and you want to be consistent. But don't confuse consistency with getting boring. So definitely you want to be consistent sharing content, but do not be consistent sharing the same style of content all the time, because people will just get bored and then they're not going to listen anymore. So this second principle of persuasion should be taken care with a strategic approach. The third one is social proof. Cialdini had it right. Whenever people see that you're associated with other people who are famous, who are successful, they will believe that you are successful as well. So pick your associations right. Number 4, sympathy or likability. Cialdini said that when you are approachable, when you are somebody that attracts people, that is likable, that person actually has more conviction than the other one that is just kind of like unapproachable. So one of the things that you can do is to make sure that, especially with your content, you are sharing information that makes you be a human. Humanizing your brand is important. Even if you have a corporate brand and you're like, we don't know how to do it, especially because they do B2B. I find that question all the time, and I always just recommend to the team to be a human. Show your people. Talk about how are the things, going at your office. Again, being a human is going to bring likability to your brand. People do business with people who they like, they trust, and they believe. And notice how liking is the first factor. If you didn't get that like initially in 3 seconds, you will lose that person. So likability is super important. Number 5 is authority. Yes, that means that when you are an author, you can actually influence in people to believe in what you're saying. Well, authority comes from author, but being an author is not just about writing a book, right? Authority these days, especially in the online marketing world, can be manufactured in such a way that when Google finds that you are the one contributing to a concept, they will give you priority over somebody else. So just know that right now, somebody is claiming that first spot on Google, and maybe that person is not necessarily the best, but they have that. So I'll give you one example. Let's say that you want to be the best skincare person in your town. Well, when I Google best skincare person in Austin, if I don't see you, that means that you're not the best. You see, that's persuasion. So you want to make sure that you build your authority in a way that Google likes it. Whether we like it or not, that's the way to go these days. Persuading people about your authority means winning accolades that are verifiable online. So make sure that you are taking care of that reputation that Google has for you on that scale. Principle number 6 of persuasion is scarcity. And this one is actually one of my favorites because I know that with social media, we can be very exposed and we can just have conversations left and right. But there's something about limiting your accessibility and reserving that great access for exclusive people who are VIP to you. I have news for you. I do have that inner circle. They have access to me, but that access is not free, definitely, and it's not for everybody. So when you have that principle of scarcity, you're able to give people the sense of importance, you're giving people the sense of significance, and you're telling them, look, if you don't do this now, you're gonna lose the opportunity. And that scarcity brings people to make decisions. Now, warning about that. Make sure that you are transparent and truthful whenever you are saying, oh guys, I only can take this number of people. Oh, I'm full. I'm doing this and that. You know, people know when you're successful or not. So there's no such thing as a need to establish, scarcity and due dates when there are not. So make sure that you're balancing this strategy in a good way, and especially go for authenticity. If that means that you're not going to apply scarcity in your marketing, that is okay. That is okay. When you are truthful to people, they appreciate that more than anything else. So take these 6 principles, implement them, and if you are curious about how can you build your authority, build your brand using marketing, using copywriting, building your website, using SEO, and how all of that rolls into building a brand that one day you get phone calls from people who are like, oh my God, I want to work with you. And you're like, how did this happen? Well, it happened because of your brand. If you want to get all of that done, we definitely can help you with that. I personally will take care of your brand. We'll see where you are, and my team can help you with establishing that online visibility that will give you what you want so badly, which is your success. So what I would love is to invite you to book a call and see where you are with your visibility. And I also told you, you can get the book. So if you can get the book and the call, why not? So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it and see you next time.